Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, it is your boy Killer B. How's it going? So I've got some 1v1s here, Bact and Fangxioqi. Fang is not a player I know that well, but has gotten to the 2200 level in 1v1 relatively recently, so a strong player that's kind of off of my radar. These games were played live on Voobly just a few days back. This is a set of 8. I'm going to start doing a few of them. I saw a few of them live. They were absolutely great games. We're going to start off here with game number 1 of the set. This is a Huns War. No, they're not all Huns Wars. That's going to make things interesting as we go along. But we'll see Fangxioqi, aka Fang, as I'll be calling him in blue, playing as Huns, versus Bact. Let's speed this one up a little bit for your faster viewing pleasure. Okay, blue player's map here seems to be not that great at first glance. Has secondary gold to the side, main stone on the front, main gold on the front, downhill slope there for him to work with. If he gets time, he could certainly wall himself in. So we may see the blue player go aggressive and wall in. I guess it's not that bad of a map if he doesn't get bothered early in the feudal age. You know, Huns War meta, often we see those scouts early on. If Bact gets in here with scouts, it's going to be a little bit of a difficult area for him to protect. Has to take wood a little far from the TC. But, you know, all in all, not a bad map for him. Bact on the other side, playing in that beautiful orange that he loves so much. He'll have his main gold on the back, main stone on the back. Does not seem to have a good wood line close to his TC. Yeah, that's good enough. Should be all right. Can probably block himself in on the backside, pushing deer as we speak. Actually has a mill there. He could just do double duty on that mill and grab those deer. But he'll push in some deer now. He can probably wall himself in, but again, it's a bit of a job to wall himself in. But look at this. Early action here. Blue player stealing a boar pretty early on, taking an extra hit from that boar, I do believe, but we'll see if he can get it back home. Looks like he will lure it in. Needs to be careful. He's getting a little bit ahead of it. Okay, good. Good boar luring there from the blue player Fang. So Fang's going to steal a boar here and be in really good shape. This is the first game that these guys played together, so maybe Bact not really expecting to be lamed. You know, friendly rated games on Voobly. Often you don't see boar stealing, but that's going to work in this case. 4 vills on wood for the blue player. He may go the drush this game. He usually does a 4 vill on wood build with hunts. I think he just leaves open the option, so we don't know for sure if he will drush. Bact will have 4 on wood, but he's going to have quite a bit less easy food economy early because of that one boar that was lost. Stolen boar from Fang is going to be a massive advantage for him. Bact is still looking around the map. He may or may not even know that that boar is stolen. He might be looking for it as we speak. Blue player grabbing some more of his sheep. Looks like he found all of his sheep. Will be starting to basically get his normal build going. Does he have loom? He does. Blue player's loomed up. This is a long boar lure with a couple of downhill hits, so I think he's going to be safe and loom up early. That's going to give Bact a 1.5 vill advantage. A little bit better micro from Bact. Maybe like 1.25 vills. Just good early micro from the orange player. The only problem is he's missing one of his boars. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start fast forwarding through this. If we look at Fang's resources, he hasn't taken 10 extra gold, neither has Bact. Bact's pushing food, so I don't think we're going to see a drush, so we're going to go up to a little bit higher of a speed. Bact is using his mill to grab in deer. If we look from Bact's point of view, he has not scouted his opponent at all. Fang is scouting around pretty intensely. He's going to get a pretty good idea of what Bact has working for him. Feudal age in for both players, or the research has been clicked up for both players. We'll continue to work our way through here at an elevated pace. You guys know what it looks like when you go to the feudal age. You start building up a barracks, you start walling yourself in if you can. Bact's going to do a good job to push toward the TC for the time being. On the other side of the map, we'll see the blue player not really doing any walling at all. No walling whatsoever, and he actually hasn't started a barracks, has he? Oh, he has. He's gotten a little cheeky on me. Okay, 5 villagers forward to drop a barracks. That many vills forward suggests to me that we're going to see some tower aggression as well. But the barracks is down. Bact will have a stable coming here in just a moment. Blue player has not transitioned to stone. Usually you won't see him do that for a little while. So he may build 1 tower and a forward that includes a barracks and archery range. He may or may not build more towers, but I think he will at least drop 1. All these vills forward obviously is going to suggest that to us. Okay, let's go back up to 65% speed and see how this goes. Looks like Bact here is embracing the meta, and will have some scouts out early. He'll have himself walled in. Blue player going to tower on that corner to harass this wood line a bit. Spears and skirms coming forward, a trash army for the blue player. That's often what we're going to see in this case. He's going to use that villager time to build up a tower right now. He is going to start walling his wood line in, is still not taking any stone, so we can't really expect him to... Can't really expect the blue player here to continue the tower creep for the time being. Doesn't have the resources to build another tower. Will put some arrow fire down on these vills, but doesn't look like he will get a kill for the time being. Will wall in his tower, and he will be sitting relatively pretty. Seems to have surprised Bact here a little bit. We can see that Bact hasn't built any scouts, or has he? Hard to see that orange color on the map. Looks like he'll have one scout. That could be his original one running around the map. Has 4 military units for the time being. Will start queuing up scouts right now. Blue player is going to walk back with those 5 vills and start taking stone on this side. He should be able to do so as long as he has a spear in the proximity. He should be relatively safe. Back chasing around a skirm for the time being, but needs to be very careful. Almost got trapped in there by 2 spears. So Bact here has a couple scouts. He's playing the meta. His opponent is tower rushing him. He's taken away this wood line. Bact is clinging to the corner of that wood line, and that's really all he has to work with. That's really his only good wood line. So a nice job from the blue player at identifying where his opponent is a bit weak. Bact will come forward and drop a tower of his own, power building it with 6 fills, trying to put some pressure on this area, take away that stone from his opponent. Bact is trying to get in on the berries at the moment from Fang, but Fang is doing a pretty good job to push him around with some spears. There's just nowhere for those scouts to go, and I think Bact's going to find that out pretty soon. So the blue player catching Bact a little bit with his pants down here. Bact has the meta army of scouts, which is not really going to work in this case because there are spears all over the map from the blue player. One issue is blue can't really... he can't really reinforce his army, so he needs to make sure he keeps a few spears back at home. It's a long walk from that barracks that he has. But, you know, for now, he's totally fine. He's walled in everywhere. He's going to be totally safe. Just 4 scouts from the orange player, so Fang will be able to push those away with a couple of spears. Let's see, Bact has a snuck villager here. We got to keep an eye on this. Seems to be coming forward, maybe going to drop a tower of his own on the front. Bact's done a good job to wall himself in, has a range up, building skirms. Skirms really go well with a tower push, and they go well with an anti-tower push. So he will be taking stone with 3 vills there, maybe just enough to, just enough, I suppose. Just enough to do what? Bact's got 30 more stone, so he can build a TC, I suppose, when he gets to the next age. Fang is still spending it as fast as he's mining it, going to be building more towers, taking over more territory. Where is Bact's Snuckville? Let's slow this down here for a moment. Let's go ahead and put this on team colors. We can see where Bact is at. Looks like that Vill may not have survived. Yeah, I can see the corpse over here. Bact trying to sneak a Vill over. A tower in this region would have been really great because it would have really annoyed the blue player, but he doesn't survive. Bact's villager doesn't make it. Those scouts still roaming around looking for somebody to love, but I don't think they're going to find anyone to pick off. Wheelbarrow coming in for Bact as we speak. Fang seems to be in a really good position here. He's got a safe stone pile on the front. His opponent has scouts but no bloodlines. He's still trying to roam in and annoy this area, but 2 spears hanging out for Fang will probably clean up the day there. Good micro there from Bact. Not so good. A little bit rusty here, I suppose, to start off his day, but he may recover as we move through this game. Stable coming down for the blue player. Bact still roaming around. He's got 4 scouts on one side. He's got an exodus of, well, skirmishers coming across the map, and those will be a little bit more effective, I think, than the scouts. There's a lot of spears here. The scouts aren't going to get much done, but skirms could do some annoyance. Blue player's done a good job to tower all of his important resources. He will be a little bit difficult to raid and annoy, but we'll see how Bact goes about cracking that particular nut. Let's see. Blue player spying on Bact with those palisades, I suppose. Thought he might have a tower down over there. Nope, not quite the case. Bact will click to castle. Fang will click to castle at the same time. Another tower coming up from the blue player. This is a very nice tower. Though Bact never got over here with a tower of his own, that would have really taken this wood line away from blue. So Fang is doing a very nice job with towers this game. Let's see, blacksmith coming up, bloodlines coming in for the blue player, going to transition maybe maybe going to transition. Well, shouldn't say that. He could go knights, but he could also just go cav archers here. Let's see, two stables, so we are probably looking at knights here from the blue player. Maybe going to run in past the TC of Bact and do some raiding on the woodlines or the farms. I don't quite know yet, or even this gold pile that he knows his opponent is working on. Look at that. You got to love the ability to spy on some units there. Always good to know when your opponent is on which pile. Little bit of laming, I would suppose. A little bit of cheeky play, but hey, information is a good thing. Okay, Bact's running around trying to do some more raiding and annoyance. He will go to the castle age right alongside his opponent. He will have double ranges down, so maybe embracing the meta a bit more than his opponent. Bact would do well to get a TC down early if he can. If he knows what we knew, if he knew what we know, he would expect knights rolling in here in any moment. Double cav archers coming out for Bact, a monastery coming down, so he's expecting knights. 3 stables on the front for the blue player Fang. Fang is inevitably going to be pumping out knights here. 3 stable knights as we speak. He's getting a little bit raided in the back area of his base. His opponent has gone to bloodline, so Bact will have relatively beefy scouts, but Bact's going to pretty much throw those scouts away. That's not, you know, he got some raiding in, he did some annoyance on his opponent, but he basically threw those scouts right into spears, so those are no longer going to be useful. Knights starting to roll out for the blue player. Still a little bit of annoyance from Bact here, but he's going to get cleaned up by spears. Death by spearmen is the worst type of death. 2 armies clashing on the front. Bact actually has a couple of knights early. He may have got to convert while we were looking away. Seems to have the higher knight numbers. He does have a stable of his own. Blue player starting to push on palisades right now. Bact's going to lose his wood line. Bact will lose that wood line. He will be relying solely on this far wood line. We may see the blue player do some raiding over there if he can get there. Sending knights 3 by 3. Bact has a good army to respond. Little bit of misdirection there. Blue player drew Bact's army away and then sent 3 knights in. Those knights are going to get cleaned up. They may not even get too many kills, but they're going to at least annoy and do a little scouting for blue. Let them know what's going on here. Yeah, those 3 knights are in. We're going to see a villager or 2 go down. Probably not too much damage to the economy of Bact, but probably worth it. Bact sending his entire army to put out the fires that the blue player's trying to start. He'll be here on the front. He could run back to this wood line with his second group of knights. I think he'd do well over there. Okay, so the initial offensive in the castle age will go to Fang. He'll be a little bit more aggressive than his opponent, but both players have done good raiding, and Bact's actually done a little bit better of a job there in the late feudal age. He will be up by 2 villagers on his opponent. Blue player is still on 1 TC, but we see a second one coming. We see monks coming forward as well for Fang. Bact will be on 1 TC for the time being. 1 TC and 3 or 4 ranges. Looks like 3 ranges for Bact, so he can start pumping out cav archers. Bact's doing a pretty good job to embrace the meta here. We've seen Fang with towers and knights, maybe bucking the expected trend, but he's doing pretty well so far. He's doing well to annoy his opponent. You can see that Bact's military is 1 unit short of his opponent. We can still see a few villagers there actually have been sent home, maybe. Sorry, didn't see that as it happened. Oh, they came over and dropped another TC. 3 TC build for the blue player. So on the back of his early aggression, he's going to be booming up his eco here on 3 TCs. Bact will go with 1 TC, and he will keep his foot on the pedal here. He's going to accelerate into the castle age and probably swamp his opponent out by quite a few military units. University coming for Bact, he can get. Ballistics will run in and do some raiding. Not much here in defense for Fang. He does have a phalanx of towers and TCs to keep himself safe. But Bact will be on the offensive here, and we're going to need to see him get in some good raiding. Of course, if he doesn't kill villagers and he doesn't slow his opponent's eco down, he's going to eventually lose this game because, you know, booming Fang is going to be a problem in about 8-10 minutes of game time, maybe a little bit more. Until then, though, Fang will probably be on the defensive. He's sending his knights back home right now. He's abandoning that forward for the most part, just going to leave that tower to protect it for the time being. He'll be chasing cav archers around the map. Bloodlines +2/+1 on those. Bloodlines for the blue player +1 defense. So the blue player has gone with some aggression. Siege Workshop here on the front would do incredibly well for Bact because the blue player is pretty much turtling up here. Fang is pretty much just trying to survive the next little bit of the game while trying to boom up his eco. Right now, we are seeing Fang behind by 6 Vils. He's got 3 TCs. He's invested a lot in his eco. He's going to have a defensive siege workshop to try to get a mangonel shot in on these cav archers. But this is not looking good for Fang. Does not look like it's succeeding. He's behind by 5 villagers, though he has 3 more TCs. He's putting more resources into his eco and does not seem to be getting good bang for his buck. Bact will be on 36 military. He's really embraced the meta here of going scouts, going with cav archers in Castle Age. We haven't seen crossbows, which might be a little bit more of a meta play in the late feudal, early castle. But yet, nonetheless, second TC coming for Bact, booming up his eco as we speak, still up by 5 Vils. Is focusing a little bit on this forward area of his opponent, so he may be a little bit patient here and actually take down these forward buildings. Imperial Age coming for the red players, so he's going to go with a 2 TC build into the Imperial. Bigger army. Should be in very, very good shape to win this game in the long run. Double mangonels out for the blue player. He is turtling up and trying to defend himself. His villager count is now equal to Bact. He's caught up with 3 TCs. He's going to be able to build up a good eco here, but Fang has not very much food in the bank. Tons of gold. No food, no wood. Can't really build those Castle Age units without either food or wood. We'll see the blue player for now basically idle his TC on the top side while Bact does some raiding. We'll see the blue player try to boom up his eco, but he needs to balance it out and get to the Imperial Age here. He needs to either make a push in the Castle Age or go to Imperial. Just straight booming is obviously not looking like it's going to work. Bact right now is rolling him up as we speak. Bact will hit the Imperial Age soon. He will have plenty of food and gold in the bank, can continue to build out knights if he wants to. Probably needs a better wood line. I guess this TC on the top side is going to do a good job to allow him to build more cav archers. Has a stable wood eco, is just very patiently taking down those buildings in the front. His opponent is pretty difficult to raid. Fang here has several towers. He has TCs. They're all kind of in series with mangonels camping out under them. So he's just left him alone. Bact has just left that main base of his opponent alone. He's going to just roll up these buildings that he can get for free and keep raiding this TC to the north of Fang's area. Bact hits Imperial. He goes heavy cav archer embracer, so he's going to keep beefing up those cav archers. He will still have a safe wood eco over here. We may see another TC on wood. Yes, we will. Bact will build a 3rd TC up on the wood line. He's behind by 6 villagers, but he's Imperial. He's Imperial, he's got the better units, he just needs to find a way to continue to put pressure on his opponent. Fang, you know, can't forget that Fang does have a really good defensive area set up, lots of arrow fire, lots of damage he can put down. Mangonel's getting chopped down, though, by these heavy cav archers. Couple knights in the mix to run in and snipe a mangonel if they can, but they're going to find Fang has quite a few monks, so Bact's got to be careful here. Good rating on the wood line, Bact down by 6 Vils, but he is way ahead in every other category in this game. Couple mangonel shots are going to miss. Good micro there from the red player. Will walk around the top side of this base and just kind of wait for his moment. Fang clicking to Imperial. Bact's going to try to run in and snipe mangonels. As long as the blue player isn't caught sleeping, he's probably going to convert these knights. Bact will delete both of them. Very nice chemistry coming in for Bact, still beefing up those cav archers, raiding on both sides. For the time being, he will deny a castle. Nah, not quite deny a castle. He'll kill a few villagers there, actually quite a few villagers there, and eventually get pushed away. Fang will get that castle up, but he's going to be down by 11 Vils. He lost several villagers here. Lost quite a few villagers there. Back still raiding. He's pulled that army away and then raided in with a few more cav archers. He's just doing a great job right now to target down villagers from his opponent. Rams slowly rolling forward. It looks like Bact is in absolute position to win this game. He's going to take that forward TC down. He's going to be ahead by 15 Vils, and he's going to be ahead by 24 military. Raiding with heavy cav archers, pretty beefy, pretty upgraded units right now. Bact seems to be in absolute control of this game. Will ram down the forward. Barracks will ram down that TC here eventually. Villagers leaving in a mass exodus to maybe try to desperately drop a castle, question mark? No, not enough stone in the bank here for the blue player. So Fang is in a lot of trouble. He's going to hit the Imperial Age soon. He's going to start dropping stables of his own. But for my money, this game is pretty much over. He's fully contained in his own zone, back streaming military across the map, has 3 TCs, is on 82 Vils, has a big army, seems to be rolling through this game. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this one up. This is a very large set of games, so I don't want to spend too much time on the very first one, especially if it looks GG. We'll wait and see if something amazing happens here for Fang, but it looks like he's going to get, well, he's going to push back. He will rebuff this initial attempt from Bact. He'll convert a few units. He will stop the rams. They are focusing right now on the stables, but the back of the eco here for Fang is still idle. Had 11 idols and now is going to lose some Vils there. Heavy Cav archers just standing in the fire of that tower. They just don't care. Relatively beefy units. They'll continue to roll up that side. And yeah, we'll watch this one at 75% speed. Cavalier in for the blue player needs a little bit of an advantage. He needs something to go his way right now. He's behind by 36 Vils. He's being raided everywhere by Cav archers, and he's really in trouble. Does have a ton of gold in the bank and some stone to boot. Can build another castle here soon and try to shore up his defenses. But he'll be on 55 Vils. He's got about half of the villagers of Bact as we speak. Bact's got quite a bit of food in the bank, but he's doing a good job to spend his resources as fast as he can on 42 military. His opponent only on 8. Fang here is in so much trouble, but I guess he sees a way to win. He does still have safe resources. If he drops another castle on this hill, he can really protect this zone pretty nicely. But he is still being raided on all sides by his opponent. Siege ram coming in for Bact. All Bact has to do now is just kind of keep slowly rolling in, ram down some castles, kill villagers, keep his opponent down, still keeping the blue player to around 55 Vils. He's been on 55 for a long time. Bact expanding his eco out. He will continue to shore up his woodline economy. We'll have some TCs down to protect that. Siege rams rolling forward. Bact is still... yeah, he's not still on his initial gold piles. Yeah, he is. His secondary gold is still alive. He's got a TC out there to protect it. Siege rams rolling in for the red player. And this one seems absolutely like GG. Fang's got 17 military and 57 Vils, but he's not ready to call it quits. Moving through it at an elevated pace, but I'm pretty sure game 1 is going to go to Bact here. This is a set of 8. Both players do win games in this set, and there are some really exciting games in addition to this one. So stick around and check out game number 2, guys. But in game 1, the Huns war will go in favor of Bact. Bact will win game 1. Really embrace the meta in that game. Played a very nice game. Played a little defensively early to deal with that tower aggression. Ends up getting the win from his opponent, Fang. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Killer B. You can check me out live, Killer_B_AOC on Twitch, or find us here on YouTube. Throw us a follow. Thanks for watching. Bye.